Us here on India Business Hour. Narendra Taneja, let me start by asking you, I don't want to get into the innuendo, I want to stick with facts. Let me ask you about the specific charge that Arvind Kejriwal has levelled about keeping gas production artificially low in order to blackmail the government. Reliance Industries has very clearly been articulating that by merely drilling more wells, it will not ensure necessarily additional gas production. Do you find merit in Arvind Kejriwal's argument and the Oil Ministry's argument, or the argument presented by Reliance Industries?
Well, first of all, I find that Mr. Kejriwal seems to know a lot more than many of us in the oil and gas sector probably are even aware of. As you know, the development is a deep water development, and there are very, very few people in the country who actually have got the expertise to really understand how a deep water reservoir actually functions. That technology or expertise not available even in ONGC, which is the oldest and probably the biggest E&P company in the country, and even Reliance, when they were developing these six, they basically had no alternative but to depend on foreign experts and foreign contractors. The entire project, more or less, is developed with foreign expertise and foreign contractors. So in such a situation, I think to say that, Reliance by design, had done what they claim that they had done, I think I find a little bit difficult to buy that kind of charge. And having said that, at the same time, we have got a Government of India's technical directorate called DGH. They could always go investigate, and the Ministry of course, Petroleum and Natural Gas, and there are independent authorities as well. So I feel a little bit, I find the whole charge a little bit disturbing, to be honest with you, because we have got, all future oil and gas finds are going to be in deep water, and unfortunately we do not have technology, we do not have sufficient capital also to basically, tap into deep water and ultra deep water. With these kind of charges and these kind of allegations around, who is going to come and invest in this country, and who's going to come even take up, for instance, the contractual work in this country?
Okay, Narendra Taneja, hang on there. I'm just going to bring in A.K. Bhattacharya. Mr. Bhattacharya, do you believe, as Narendra Taneja was pointing out, that perhaps this has been an overtly simplistic exercise and also perhaps a convenient presentation of the facts that Arvind Kejriwal has put out this afternoon, which in any case are not new. They've been out in the public domain via the CAG report and several other government documents for months now?
Well, you are right. These allegations are not new per se. These facts and allegations were already made available through CAG reports and other government documents even. So they're not new. And I also agree that the energy sector is a highly complex sector, and particularly when it comes to deep sea exploration. But having said that, let me also say that these allegations have come from a person who has now become a politician. So he is running a political party. Now that he is raising these issues and making these allegations, it is only necessary from the government's point of view that government must shoot a system by which a transparent process is in place, so that the people of this country can come to some reasonable conclusion on who is right and who is wrong, because this sector is complex, and the pricing issue, the cost recovery issue, which wells to be explored and which wells not to be explored, these are all technical matters. So therefore, instead of a politician debating it, it will be good for the government to transfer the entire subject, the dossier, to some technical body to look into it, because otherwise the government will bring upon itself tremendous pressure on very reasonable demands that not only this company but also many other companies in this field will make on revision of prices, on terms and conditions, and fresh investment in this sector will be difficult to get.
Yeah.
So it's very important for
You're
the
making a very valid point.
Challenge properly.
A very valid point there, A.K. Bhattacharya. But Narendra Taneja, on that issue of investments into this sector, one of the other allegations that Arvind Kejriwal is levelled against Reliance is that Reliance sold out what he says are the nation's resources, that ownership rights of the gas belonging to the people of India were sold to BP, for instance, and that is the one particular instance that he has referred to here. But this is part of the production sharing contract. The production sharing contract very clearly articulates that participatory rights can be sold. Is that not a fact?
I think, I mean, it's a issue of ideology. Do we want India to become like North Korea? Do we want India to become another Cuba? I mean, if there are some people who want that, let them first win election and come and declare that India is a communist country or another Cuba. So I think but if you look at, for instance, when you look at the production sharing contract, the entire deal is basically conducted based on production sharing contract. Production sharing contract is a document or is an agreement between the company or the contractor and the sovereign, the government of India. And there is, if you look at NELP provisions introduced in 1989, any company can do that, whether it's Reliance or SR, Tata, BHP, any company, including ONGC. Now, just for the sake of discussion, what, for instance, they did, ONGC is more or less going to do that, exactly that, very soon. Just wait for some time, because even ONGC does not have deep water technology and expertise. So what is the alternative? Should we just say, all right, we can't do it, but we won't allow others also to come and do it? Which is, I just find, basically, as I said, this ideological issue.
A.K. Bhattacharya, that's the point that Narendra Taneja is making, and you were alluding to that. Veerappa Moily is going to have an extremely difficult task at hand in the oil ministry. As you were pointing out, legitimate demands, reasonable demands that industry perhaps wants to take forward, not just Reliance. Look at Cairn, for instance. They've been writing to the government. They've written several letters to the Prime Minister saying expedite clearances and you could bring down your import subsidy bill, yet those clearances haven't come by. Is it going to become extremely tough now for people in this sector to get on with business?
Which is why, Shireen, I'm really worried and I'm surprised that the government is not coming out and making some sort of an explanatory statement of what is behind all these decisions, and the government should not allow these charges to go unchallenged, and the government must come out and say that what is the real situation, the real issues, so that the people of this country and also the industries which are actually our stakeholders in the energy sector should feel little reassured that the government will not get swayed by these charges, because these charges, as I said, they come from a political party now, for a political party leader, Mr. Arvind Kejriwal. And therefore, the government must take them, a little bit more seriously and respond to them, and so that the industry, the people, should actually get reassured that investment climate doesn't get vitiated, because you have many more decisions to be taken in the energy sector. You talked about pricing. That's a big issue that is going to come up. Now, any price rise decision or a review decision will now will attract the charge that whether the government has succumbed to industry lobbies or industry pressures. So I think government has to come out very clearly and what its stance is going to be on these charges and how it can dispel this miasma of accusation, doubts, innuendos. So it's very important for the government to respond to these charges now.
So far, the government has taken the position that these are allegations and charges that don't deserve a response. But that's a fair point that you're making, A.K. Bhattacharya. Narendra Taneja, back to you. Another charge that Arvind Kejriwal is making is that the Reliance, allocation of gas blocks is a scam akin to the coal scam. He says oil blocks were given away to Reliance. This puts into question the entire NELP bidding process. By all accounts, the NELP process, while we've seen a great deal of disappointment in the latest NELP rounds, it's been a fairly transparent process, wouldn't you say? Does this charge hold water?
When Reliance does bidding or other companies, foreign companies are also participating in the bid. And this has nothing to do with the government of India. It's an open bid conducted by DGH and very transparent. Everybody knows it. If, for instance, there was something wrong with the bidding process, then we are talking of cancelling all the NELP blocks. And I personally feel that it's probably when it comes to transparency, NELP is probably the most transparent way of auctioning actually natural resources. In fact, the Ministry of Coal is seriously now studying NELP so that they can bring a kind of NELP version in the coal sector. Our dependence on imported fuel is rising. Today we spend 50% of our hard currency earnings every year just on importing fuel. If it goes on like this, if there is so much of widespread energy illiteracy and people are only basically encouraging energy illiteracy, we will end up importing actually even more, which will be a very, very unfortunate development for the poorest of the poor of this country.
Absolutely, and that really is going to be the big implication as far as this alleged expose by Arvind Kejriwal, a huge setback perhaps for the oil and gas sector in this country if the government cannot change the perception which really